Hi, this is my portfolio phase 2. This portfolio is focused on education and literacy, specifically within the Gambia and Afghanistan. Phase 2 is focused on solving the problems that girls face when trying to get educated or become literate. I've come up with 5 solutions to combat the barriers that girls face when trying to become educated. The first problem that I saw was poverty. Fact: many children in the Gambia leave school without basic literacy and numeracy skills. Girls and women are underrepresented in science and technology, education, and employment. They are simply not getting the knowledge and skills they need for today's competitive and changing job market. My solution: a huge challenge that these countries face is poverty. The only way to raise the economy is if more people are working. They need education to be able to work and break the cycle of this poverty, though. The picture I chose right here shows a schoolgirl who graduates, who then makes more money, and then is 90% less likely to have children at an immature age. Solution 2. The second problem I saw was violence. Fact: because of the prevalent violence and the harsh terrain girls encounter when trying to get to school, girls need to be involved in their education. To help make it safer for them to go to school, they need to help declare where classes will be held. They know what routes are safe and unsafe. Girls need to play a part in deciding where they go to school and where the school will meet due to dangerous and extreme circumstances and situations that they can and do encounter when commuting to school. Although this picture doesn't really represent anything violent, you can tell that the girl in the picture is in a safe environment. It looks like she's in a computer lab, learning how to use the computer. Problem 3 was the fact that in both the Gambia and Afghanistan there are laws to protect children from child marriages. However, they're not really enforced, so the laws need to be A, reformed, and B, actually enforced. Fact: I have 3 for this one. Lawmakers need to reevaluate the marriage laws because child marriages are a huge barrier in women's education in Afghanistan. Second fact: more than 50% of Afghan girls are married or engaged by 10. Almost 60% of girls are married by 16. Women activists say that up to 80% of marriages in poor rural areas are either forced or arranged. Most girls marry far older, some in their 60s, whom they meet for the first time at their wedding. Most Afghans still live in rural areas where poverty, conflict, and conservative attitudes are more likely to keep Afghan girls and women at home. The ideal age at marriage for girls was between 15 and 16 years old, when most girls had not yet finished 9 years of basic education, guaranteed by the Constitution. Girls were not considered safe at school once they reached puberty. Moreover, educating girls was not traditional in much of the country. The curriculum was gender-biased, the quality of education was poor, there were few sanitary facilities for girls, sexual harassment was an issue, and parents could not afford to pay school fees for all their children, and boys tended to be sent more often than girls. My solution for this was that lawmakers in both countries need to create stronger laws regarding the legal age for marriage. In addition, they need to be more strict in enforcing them to create safe environments for the girls that are citizens in their countries. Because obviously girls need an education if they want to contribute to society in a positive way, and marriage really just shouldn't be a blockade. No one should be forced into marriage at a young age. And the picture I have shows a young girl giving, it looks like a speech for UNICEF, and it just kind of goes to show that, like, with this, education becomes empowerment and gives the girl self-confidence, and one day hopefully girls will help make the laws. Number 4. So I saw that the fourth problem was that families and parents don't always value like the education and what it stands for, and they aren't always supportive of their daughters or sisters being educated. So the fact that I saw was mentors need to be made available to help counsel the families and the students so they know the worth and value of an education. And that was from Intelligent Design Starts with Girls. And my solution was that mentors need to be available to keep the girls motivated and focused, but also to help their families understand the value of their daughter's education and the invaluable investment that they are making. Obviously their money isn't going to waste. They need to understand that it truly is valuable. And the last thing that I saw was that a huge barrier that prevents girls from going to school is that they're unable to pay. So I found 2 facts for this, and one was from Child Friendly School Case Study in the Gambia, and it says a scholarship trust fund has been created to ease the poverty syndrome so that cost which hinders parents from sending their daughters can be minimized, if not totally eradicated. The major reason for most girls dropping out of school is the cost. And the annual tuition in the Gambia for primary, middle, and secondary level students is $250, which covers a writing tablet, lunches, and a school uniform. So my solution was that scholarships should be put into place so that no girl is denied the opportunity for education due to the inability to pay. That should never be a barrier. And then just the picture that I chose was a girl in Afghanistan graduating from high school, and I just thought that this was really cool because it's really powerful, especially since she's wearing the burqa. She didn't let anything stop her, including like society or the laws that like really women shouldn't leave the house. But obviously she's following the societal dress code. And then I have 2 videos, and the first one um, is from the More Than Me Foundation, which is in Liberia, and you just see, how their foundation works. So this is the More Than Me Foundation, which was created in Liberia, and it's specifically aimed at educating girls in Liberia in a very congested area called West Point, and it's just they see how much the girls want to learn and how the government can be on your side. And Liberia is also facing a lot of the same problems that the Gambia and Afghanistan are facing, as you can see in the video, especially with the poverty as the girls are running through the streets of school. So I just thought it was interesting to see how they're parallel, but yet Liberia has this organization that has been really successful.
My name is Lachinopa of the Moremi Academy. I'm 50 years old. I come from the community of West. I'm the first female in my family to know how to read.
West Point is one of the most notorious slums in West Africa. One of the most notorious slums in the world. It's one of those places where you walk in and every single one of your senses is like attacked. In a good and bad way.
I live in West Point, so I am like familiar with majority of the girl stories. One of them are the most vulnerable girls of the street. These girls who have been abused morally, sexually, physically. These are the girls that Moremi works with.
They want, when they finish school, that they can decide what comes next for their own lives. So I wanted to start a school, but we're in the center of the capital, and we're in the most congested area in the entire country, so there's just no space.
Yesterday morning, we have made a lot of progress. and I'm very, very excited. We're going to have our own school. The government of Liberia donated a building. This building will only be used for girls' education. After now, seeing this wonderful structure standing down here, I can really believe that this happened. And I was like drunk, but not alcohol. I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke. But I was drunk with happiness. Yeah, because I never believed that this could happen.
There's a bigger message that I hope to really share, is really to challenge people. What are we living for, and who are we on a day-to-day basis? Living for something bigger than ourselves. And that doesn't mean always helping girls go to school. I mean, it's in the little moments.
Give them an education. That's what this project is all about. To expand Katie Mayor's initiative to as many communities as possible and get all those young girls in school learning to become good professionals.
So that's the More Than Me Foundation, and then just the next video that I have is also from the More Than Me Foundation, but it is from a teacher's perspective.
The girls are super enthusiastic to learn, so it makes my job a little bit easier knowing that they want to be in school, and that they want to do well, and they want to grow and succeed and blossom.
What sound is M makes Martha?
I'm teaching a vision class, which is about at a U.S. first grade level. We're playing a little bit of catch up in phonics because they've had absolutely no exposure to any form of phonics at all, or reading in general. They've just been basically memorizing straight up words. They don't know how to sound anything out. So we're starting from scratch in that area.
I got a package this weekend to work with our class, and I am so excited. It's all about phonics.
They have a fire to learn. So it was our first day using the phonics system, and I think they really enjoyed it. They had a lot of fun. Right now they're all behind where they should be for their age, and they don't have anyone to read books to them at home. They've never gotten to sit down for story time. So to have the ability to learn a sound, learn how to read, learn how to put the different, vowel combinations or letter combinations together to make words, and be able to read that from a book that's tailored just to the level they're at. It's phenomenal. That's what's really going to make them shine.
Just doing this whole project has really made me appreciate the opportunities that I've had and the sacrifices my parents have made for me to go to Laurelton and just even have an education in general. Those girls are obviously not far off from our age, and they don't even know how to read or write. They're learning at a first grade level. So I'm just really excited for what the future holds for all of us in college, and I'm grateful for the education that we have. Thanks so much.